A diagnosis doesn't cancel their destiny. A diagnosis doesn't cancel their destiny. I waited to have my first child at 36 years old, and I was so excited only to find out 5 years later he was on the spectrum. Then my second child came along when I was 40, found out he was on the spectrum. Devastated, heartbroken, but you know what? But God. So this month is April Autism Awareness Month, and I wanted to come on and just do like a few videos on what it's like to be a parent with a child, with children that are on the spectrum, just to make sure that we're being a support system, and that I hope and pray that I can be of some sort of encouragement. What I will tell you is in these videos, I plan on just talking about the real, what the highs are, what the lows are, and how I've gained support and how I've made it through with the support of God through this entire process. First, let me say this. Did we see signs? Yes. And my oldest son, he was not sociable at all. He preferred to play by himself. He used to line his toys up. His toys would be he used to love Hot Wheels, right? They would all be super particular in the way that he lined them up. Line up teddy bears, line up any toys he had. He used to line them up, not play with them in the way that he was supposed to, right? He would just line them up. He didn't make eye contact with anybody except his dad and I. So typically in public or when he was at daycare, never did that. I didn't realize at the time that those were signs that he potentially could be on the spectrum. By the time my second came along, by then I had learned a little bit more about the spectrum. So him, yeah, I knew not right away, but I knew within time, okay, yeah, he possibly could be on the spectrum. Now, my second, he had tics that he would do. So he would always do his fingers, and he kept his ears covered. He could not stand any sounds. Like he didn't even like the toilet flushing. He couldn't, sounds he couldn't handle. And so those were some of my biggest signs for him. Both my boys, we decided to get them tested. And the way that we got them tested was not going through a school system. I went out, found a therapist, made sure that it was a great therapist who did a full assessment. And so that was important to me, to make sure I was doing a full assessment with my child. I wanted to make sure that we were going to get all the tools we needed to help them be great. And that required a full assessment so I could make sure they were diagnosed correctly, because I didn't want them to be diagnosed on the spectrum and they were just having behavioral issues. I really needed to know, was it the spectrum or was it something else? When I found out, I was heartbroken, devastated. And I think the biggest issue was I had already worked in the system for so long by that time that I was like, God, I'm finna have to fight for my child for the rest of my life. Why? I don't want to do that. And God had to show me something. And that's how in today's video, when I had both of my children, when I was pregnant with both of them, I spoke over their lives consistently, constantly. You are smart. You are brilliant. You are talented, gifted, loved, loving, respectful, a great husband, great father, great son, great brother. You are going to be filled with the Holy Spirit. You're going to be a praying man. God is going to bless you and you're going to bless others. Like I've always spoken that over my children. And when I got the diagnosis for both of them, I believe that in my brain, I thought it would never come true. And God had to remind me, girl, everything you spoke over your children in faith is coming to pass. And so in this journey, I have to keep my eyes in the spiritual realm and not the physical. I have to believe my children are who God says they are and not necessarily who this world says they are. And then when that happened, I was able to take some of that power away from that spectrum and understand that my children are great and they're going to do great things in this world. So come on back. I'm going to be talking a whole lot more because I just want to be a support system, especially during this month of Autism Awareness Month. Thank you.